Okay, unfortunately, the bad news keeps on getting worse. Texas conservatives have a plan to get around the DAs who won't enforce abortion laws. Soon after the Supreme Court voted to overturn Roe v. Wade, dozens of prosecutors nationwide, including at least 5 in Texas, representing some of the state's most populous counties, declared they would not pursue charges against people who seek or provide abortions. In response, a group of conservative Texas legislators have hatched a plan to circumvent those local district attorneys, allow prosecutors from other parts of the state to enforce the laws for them. You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like big government overreach. But since I'm a Republican, and since I don't care about anything like principally, and I only care about like my politics being enforced, then like I'm fine with this. I'm kind of fine with like some big hotshot lawyer from bumfuck Texas who's red as shit and regularly allegedly has sex with his sister and or cousin to come down to my district and get these people who be having these abortions, to really like put my foot down, because who's had it too good for too long? Women, minorities, the LGBTQ, they've had it too good for too long. They got too complacent with stuff being good. And like, again, John Hick, cousin fucker from Panhandle, Texas, gonna come down to here in Austin, which I don't know why I have such a thick Southern accent talking like this, but whatever. They can come down to Austin and, really show these minorities, what's what around here. Okay. I hate this country. I hate it. It sucks. I'm a Republican and can confirm. Thank you. Thank you for your citation. Shit. Quote, the legislation that we will introduce next session will empower district attorneys from throughout the state to prosecute abortion-related crimes. Abortion-related crimes. When the local district attorney fails or refuses to do so, and that says Representative Mays Middleton, chairman of the Texas Freedom Caucus, in a letter sent last week to a law firm, he accused of aiding illegal abortions. All right, we got to look up this. We got to look up this person. You know that, right? We got to do it. All right, boys. All right, boys, gals, and NB pals. We're going on a hunt. We're going on a hunt for this man's Twitter. Oh, and he's verified. Oh boy. Here we go. All right. Mays Middleton, husband, father of 4, oil and gas business, ranching and farming, business, cousin fucking, and candidate for Texas Senate District 11. All right, let's see what my boy has been researching, right? Wind generation is currently producing 934 megawatts. That's 3% of its installed 31,000 megawatt capacity. Solar producing well. Neat. I want to see retweets. I want to see. Oh, this is in relation to the Uvalde. No, show me an original tweet. Stop retweeting people. Stop retweeting people. Show me an original thought you had. Holy fuck. Praise be to God, all the innocent lives protected from abortion in Texas. Okay, this is in response to Roe v. Wade. Yeah, that makes sense that he would do that. No. Show me an original thought that you had. Pastors for Texas Children is a phony group that refused to support my bill, putting I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What? Pastors for Texas is a phony group that refused to support my bill putting student-led prayer back in public schools, saying kids could already pray silently in their heads during the moment of silence. What kind of pastors don't support putting prayer back in our schools? I'll tell you what kind of pastors don't support putting prayer in our schools, you fuck. Ones that respect religious freedom, you absolute fucking troglodyte. You fucking slimeball. Absolutely. You fucking piece of shit. Oh my God. Oh fuck. Is this a video? Great video about the left's 3 main opposing educational choice. Money and following the... What? This person is fucking wild. No, please continue. Show me another original thought you had. Jesus, he retweets all the time. Mexico has gun control. How? Oh man, what did you just type? I wonder where the cartel gets the majority of their firearms. Let's find out. Let's play a little game. Let's play a little tiny game, okay? Let's play a little game. Where does the cartel get their guns? A significant source of the Mexican cartel weapons are, quote, legal sales by U.S. gun companies to the Mexican military and police. Where are they getting their guns? Huh, Maze? Where are they getting their guns? Could it be from us? Could it be like that? Could it be from us? I hate these places. No, Smite, it can't be. It can't be us. No, it can't be us. I want to keep going through this guy's Twitter. Oh my God, he's resharing libs of TikTok. The fact that libs of TikTok has such political outreach, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. Liberal George Soros, are you kidding me? Liberal George Soros Democrats overwhelmingly vote out. People are sick and tired of soft on crime DAs protecting criminals at the expense of family safety. Policies of not prosecuting dangerous criminals must end, and Texas must lead the way. Okay. Standard Republican trope. I just want to see, like, what are some of his absolutely insane takes? Oh, he thinks this is child abuse. Okay, wait. Homie. Friend of the stream, okay? Maze Middleton. How the fuck are you verified and have like 4,000 followers? And homie, you're bringing in less fucking interaction than I do. And I have like 250 followers. How the fuck are we bringing in like similar, if not me, greater numbers? How is this not happening? Exactly. My parents are watching the ULED CNN documentary right now. I hate to say it, but the right is way better at political organizing, especially online. No, they're not good at online. They just literally have people in office. They have people in office. They're not that popular. We live in a two-party system. You know, it's either us or the Democrats, right? They're not good at organizing online. Shit sucks absolute ass right now here. Yes, agreed. I just want to see what other things he's tweeted, like his original thoughts. He doesn't seem to have too many. He doesn't like congrats on your big win, and that was like a while, and then retweet, congrats, retweet. There we go. Taxpayer money funded lobbying group wanted Biden to deploy military to school boards to stop concerned parents and called critical race theory propaganda made up by parents. Your tax dollars are being used in the lobby groups that treat parents as the enemy. Homie, how did you get 3 likes and 9 comments? Did you get fucking ratioed on your own shit? Did Fox News make you fucking... Oh my God, wait, what? What is this image? This is Amelia King. She threatened to bring loaded guns to her school on Monday because of the mask mandate. Oh yeah, I remember her. I remember that. Oh my God, he just got bombarded. Wow. How embarrassing. How do you have 4,000 followers, are an elected representative, and you fucking get less engagement than I do? How the fuck is that possible? Exactly. I'm actually kind of like shocked. Yeah, I'm pulling similar numbers. I'm just looking at my tweets real quick. It's not amazing. I pull average numbers. Like average for my size, I think. Homie, what the fuck? Or should I say they are better at messaging? They are way better, more play. They are considering how brain dead they're. Yes, they are good at messaging. They're good at messaging because they know their audience. They do. That's true. That's true. So, like I was saying, they are trying to bring outside prosecutors in to fill the gap in prosecutors that will not go after people for getting an abortion, right? And that's pretty scummy, right? Now, you might be thinking to yourself, if you're on the fence about abortion, right? First off, I don't care. But secondly, if you are, you might think to yourself, you know what? In certain cases, it's okay, right? Like rape, incest, stuff like that. By the way, trigger warning, we're going to be getting into the worst of humanity in the next few minutes. The laws in the states that we're talking about don't actually do anything to make exceptions for those cases. They don't. So even by your own standard, your lawmakers aren't following your wishes. But don't worry. I will tell you. Because if you might have heard of a story about a 10-year-old who unfortunately was raped and as a result became pregnant and then had to travel across state lines in order to obtain that abortion. Now, I don't know about you, but not being in favor of a pregnant 10-year-old seems like a pretty universal political stance to have, you know? But if you're a fucking freak, or a Republican, I should clarify that statement, you might do everything you can to make that story seem less real or to undermine the necessity of that medical procedure. Don't worry. I'll show you those people who actually exist. Ohio Republicans attempted an erasure of a 10-year-old rape victim and is incredibly sick and disturbed. Now, the first and most important thing to recognize right now is that a heinous, violent crime was committed on a 10-year-old child in Ohio, and thankfully, justice has now found the alleged perpetrator. A Columbus man was indicted Wednesday in a case that made national and international headlines about a 10-year-old girl who had to travel to Indiana for an abortion after Ohio's abortion ban went into effect following the U.S. Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. The story is horrifying and tragic. She experienced enormous trauma. My heart breaks for her, and I am very grateful to all the hardworking professionals out there providing her and her family assistance in what must be an awful time. Republican Ohio Governor Mike DeWine and his spokesman responded to the story by ignoring questions about whether the child should be forced to have their rapist's babies. Then, DeWine allies contacted members of the press asking how sure they were that the case of the pregnant 10-year-old even happened. The Washington Post, the conservative Daily Caller, and other media outlets published stories saying that the case was unverified. The Wall Street Journal editorial page suggested that the story was a fanciful tale. The National Review's Michael Brendan Daughtry referred to the case as a fictive abortion and fictive rape. These people are scum. And make no mistake, they 1,000% want rape victims to carry their rapists' babies. They 1,000% want that to happen. Republican Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost went on Fox News Monday to raise further doubts. He said he works closely with law enforcement authorities and he'd gotten not a whisper about the case. Quote, "What I'm saying to you is there is not a damn scintilla of evidence." He doubled down on Columbus Dispatch on next Tuesday. Hamilton County Republican Party Chair Alex Trentafilio on Twitter called the case a garbage lie that a simple Google search confirms is debunked. State Representative Brian Stewart tweeted the Washington Post theory saying, "Wouldn't trust an abortionist to tell me whether the sky is blue. Wouldn't trust an abortionist to tell me whether the sky is blue. Are you an insane human being?" So it's just deny, deny, deny. That's the plan. Though I guess it's always been the plan. Fucking hell. Control the narrative, control the truth. Yes. Yes. Ohio U.S. Representative Jim Jordan tweeted, "Another lie. Anyone surprised?" Let's find out if any of these are deleted. Let's find out if any of these are deleted. That's Representative Jim Jordan. I guess I can't find out from here, and I'm kind of too lazy to go find out. But it would be funny. It would be funny to find out if these were deleted. Can I open these tabs, actually? Brian Stewart. It's worth noting that literally the only source for this story is the abortionist, and I wouldn't trust the abortion. What do you want? She's 10. She's fucking 10. The child is 10. You don't get to know the child's name. That's the whole point of minors under the law. You don't get to know. Are you that brain broken that you don't understand why the anonymity of the victim being a minor is important? I know I said I wouldn't yell anymore, but what the fuck? Actually, I didn't say that. I didn't fucking say that. Where is this motherfucker? Where is this motherfucker? Brian Stewart. I want to find his fucking Twitter. I want to find his fucking Twitter. Come on, Brian Stewart. Motherfucker. Jesus Christ. I want to see if he ever answered for that. I want to see if he ever did anything for it. Did he even delete it? Because, by the way, he's been arrested. I don't know if you know that. He's been arrested. I'll make sure it's the same guy. It is. This is the same guy. This is the same fucking guy. What is happening? Fucking Republicans trying to deny a rape of a child happened and that child would need an abortion. That's what fucking happened. Let's go through it. No. Come on. When was this? This was on... Do we have a date for that tweet? I have the tweet in question. I don't have a date for it. So we'll have to scroll through a little bit. Here we go. I found it. It's worth noting that literally the only source for this story is The Abortionist, and I wouldn't trust an abortionist to tell me whether the sky is blue. A very rare instance of fair fact checking from the Washington Post here. And he's got 57 comments, 14 retweets, and 4 likes. Now, I want to go ahead and I'm going to do a little quote tweet of this, okay? Oh, he's got 13 quote tweets and 4 likes. Embarrassing. We got to do a quote tweet of this. When was this? This was July 11th. All right? This was July 11th. Just to confirm, the perpetrator has been arrested, confessed and arrested. All right? Hey, Brian. The suspect, did they confess? I want to confirm about that. Let me confirm about that before I do this. Do we have it? Yeah, the Columbus man charged in the rape of a 10-year-old girl that led to an abortion. Yes, they were. Arrest made. He was arrested. He's been charged. Did he already confess? I thought he did. I'm done. I've been wondering what I've been disillusioned about my country. This pushes me further away from libertarian social. Pushes me further and further away from libertarianism, more towards authoritarian communism. Oof. Utopian thinking isn't what's necessary. Anger from the stuff. Fuck utopia itself for halfway decent society. Yeah. I want to be happy again, but there's no way just to have that. No, of course not. Yeah, he's been arrested. He's been arrested and charged. All right, we're going to go back to this. We're going to go right the fuck back to this. Hey, Brian, the suspect has been arrested. And charged for this crime. Any thoughts? Any recants? No? Or are you just too brain broken to admit? Or no. Are you just too disingenuous? All right, and I'm going to misspell this, so I'm not going to let you see. And I'm going to let it correct me, because I always fuck up that word. It's one of those words I always fuck up. Too disingenuous to admit that you prefer a child to carry their rapist's baby rather than perform a medical procedure. What do you guys think? Is that pretty good? Hey, Brian, the suspect has been arrested and charged for this crime. Any thoughts? Any recants? Or are you just too disingenuous to admit that you prefer a child to carry their rapist's baby rather than have a medical procedure? What do you think, Entrama? Can I get a scale for this? Should I call him a slimy fuck or something? Twitter's been bad about banning people for no reason. My daughter was 11 when she started her period. She was so tiny, and I had to buy slim jeans for her and just cinch in the waist to make them fit. Her body would not have survived the pregnancy. Yeah. Children and pregnancy do not go together. They do not. I used to hope for a utopian space communism. I'd settle for not destroyed Earth with half decent government. These people need to be like, this person needs to be locked away. Like, straight up. This person needs to be actually locked away. Straight up. Needs to be locked away. This person should have no voice in the public. All right? This is a monster. This is a piece of shit who absolutely is for fascism and authoritarian government. That's who this person is. Can I get a vote for this though? Is this too nice? Do I need to be more mean? I'll be more mean. I'll be way more mean. Yeah, he wants to kill children. Yeah. Wants them to have to carry pregnancy to term, which has a mortality rate that is not great compared to other OECD nations. And also has a particularly high rate if you're a person of color. You know what? This will be fine. This will be fine. We're just going to do this, okay? We're just going to do this. Enjoy, Brian. Eat shit. There you go, buddy. There's your 14th quote tweet. Yeah. Conservative policy that disproportionately affects POC? Gasp, I know. Say prayer has no more power to help you anymore. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Shit. Okay. Yeah. But don't worry, he's not the only one. All right, we have other ones. We have Hamilton County Republican Party Chair Alex, I'm going to have to look up his name later too, called the case a garbage lie that a simple Google search confirms. Let's find out where they are. Hey, buddy. Hey. Oh, ooh. Chairman, did we get the right one? Husband, father, Reds fan, Spangled, Hamilton County GOP chairman and attorney at Dismore and Scholl LLP. Wow, we found him. Can we get the tweet though? I just want to make sure. All right, I don't want to light up anybody that doesn't necessarily deserve it. Let's show that image, please. Okay, this was as of 7/12/22. All right, so we can easily find that. 7/12/22. July 13th. July 13th. 13/12. We're getting there. We're getting there. 12th. Can we get the tweet one more time? I want to make sure. No. Go to the other one. Go to this one. It is this one. A garbage lie that a simple Google search confirms is debunked. Okay. Oh. What? Wait. Oh. Oh, he deleted it. Oh no, he deleted it. He deleted the tweet. He deleted the tweet. Aww. Aw, how unfortunately fun. How unfortunately fun. Also, a Fox News host today is advocating for an investigation into the doctor who did the abortion. They also doxed the name of the person as well, which I will not be doing on stream. No, they don't, lol. They want to save babies. I'm assuming, Slippy Longcock, that you're referring to my stream title, which so elegantly says that the GOP want to gatekeep victims from healthcare and want kids to starve. First off, those are two different stories. All right. We're going to get to the want kids to starve thing. But for now, we're talking about Republicans who want a 10-year-old rape victim to carry their child to term. You know, the rapist baby to term. You got anything to say about that one, or you're just glossing over that? Is that like inconvenient for you or something? You can just tell me, all right? Why would they want that? Y'all are weird. That's a good point. Why would they want that? That's a really good question. Why would they want that? I wish I had a very convenient, simple answer for you. But the simple answer, unfortunately, is that Christian nationalism is a fucking plague in this country. And ever since the 1980s, the rising Christ nationalism that started under the Reagan administration has only gotten worse. And the Republican Party has made no indication to me or the public that they are against essentially doing that to its extreme, creating an authoritarian state that has no problem cracking down on your rights so long as it fits their narrative, their desired outcomes. And one of the things they desire is to not allow abortions to take place. Now, you might think to yourself, if you're like a reasonable human being, which I don't know you could be fucking insane. But assuming you're a reasonable human being and you think like abortion is generally bad, let's say this, which first off, that's unreasonable, but whatever. Anyway, do you think there are any exceptions for abortion? Like at all? Rape, incest, 10-year-old gets pregnant, any of that? Is any of that like an exception for you? Hello, Miss Frizzle. How you doing? Is any of that an exception for you? You tell me that right now. If it's not, we have nothing to talk about and you're like a fucking monster. All right. But props to you for just being honest and saying it. But if you do think there should be exceptions for things like rape and incest, and when a child gets pregnant and has to carry a baby that's like bigger than them, you think there's exceptions. The Republican Party disagrees with you. The Republican Party disagrees with you. I kind of don't know what to tell you, but they do. But God put them here for a reason. Who put what? What here? What? Rape babies here for a reason? What are you saying? What is the point of a 10-year-old getting raped and then having to carry that child to term? Are you wait. You just said that you think there's exceptions. What are the exceptions? Or wait, are you saying that God put the Republicans here? Both of those are really, really weird things to say in a sentence. Hang on, I'm texting real quick. I think everyone was put here for a reason. That's vague and nonsense and means nothing to me. That didn't answer any of my questions. So wait, so you don't think that there are exceptions for abortion? Gotcha. Cool. So you're a fucking monster. I ordered the JoJo Part 5 Blu-rays and probably get the other parts. Nice. Do love JoJo. Hey, Lavender, how you doing? Do you want to see hard proof that the education system has failed the majority of Americans? No, I know it has. We went over that earlier. You missed our first segment. I'm doing well, making a cute little cell model. Well, with the exception of people using Sky Daddy as an excuse for things. Yeah. What do you mean a little cell model? Like a model of a cell or Cell from Dragon Ball Z? Both are cool. I just want to know. No, there's exceptions when it comes to rape. Okay. So there's exceptions when it comes to rape. Again, the Republican Party disagrees with you. They don't think that there's an exception. And they did everything they could to try to muddy the waters of what do you mean that's okay? Then you're, what the fuck? What are you here to argue for? I'm so confused. More than Democrats? Wait, so you're fine with a 10-year-old who was raped having to carry their child to term if it means that your political goals are achieved? I just want to hear that sentence. Sounds like you're fine with that. Are you not fine with that? I never said that. No. You said that's okay when I said Republicans think there's no exception. This would fall under that banner for sure, the no exception part. And you said it's okay, that's okay. They still align with my ideals more than Democrats. Hence, you are functionally fine with a 10-year-old having to carry their rapist's baby because it advances your overall political goals. Do you not see the immediate line of logic that I am drawing here for you? There is no such thing as neutrality here. You can't like say like, oh, I don't like the Republicans being absolutely racist dog shit, but I really like low taxes. You can't like separate them. This isn't like a la carte politics. You don't get to do that. So do fucking Republicans. They both fucking do it. I advocate against both of them. I'm not a fucking Democrat either. But you said that's fine. They still align with your ideals more than Democrats. What ideals? Don't forget that most of the GOP are pedophiles. I don't know about most, but they're definitely much more fine with it than people think. And that's clearly not being disingenuous based on this story alone. $2.50 gas? Are you fucking that brain broken that you think Biden is just pushing the inflate gas price? Why are gas prices more expensive in Europe? Why in the rest of the planet are gas prices more expensive? Is Biden pushing the inflation button there too? Did you put a Trump sticker on a fucking gas pump being like, oh, I did that? Did you do that? Are you one of those people? And what, are you mad that you got stimulus checks? Are you mad that the government gave you money? Did you get that $3,000 in the year and you're just like, ew, God, gross? Dude, no, he didn't. The president has no fucking say over that shit. You're brain broken if you think that like, it's that direct a connection. It's not, buddy. It's not. Free money. It's not free money. It's your fucking money. It's your fucking money. Jesus Christ. Listen, you are clearly very political. You not heard of taxes, dipshit? You are clearly very politically unaware or just being purposely disingenuous. I really don't care at this point, all right? We're going to keep going through this story. You decide if you want to keep continuing to vote Republican after it, okay? How about that? Is that fair? I feel like that's really fair. How about that, huh? Can we find oil barrel prices under before and after the war in Ukraine? Yeah. Remember when gas prices went up 150% under Bush? Oops. Petrich Farm remembers. That's how shit works, yeah. Also, if you're American, you got one of the best stimmy checks in the world. It depends. One of the best, not the best. We're only the richest country in the world, but whatever. Anyway. Okay. So we got through a couple of these people. One of them, this guy, deleted his tweet, which is like super funny. Does someone like my tweet already? Fuck yeah. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you. Okay. So continuing this, though, Republican Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost went on Fox News Monday to raise further doubts. This is in response to the 10-year-old who was raped having to go across state lines to Indiana to obtain an abortion because abortions were illegal and are illegal in the state of Ohio. Oh my God. No, I'm not going to allow that, Rakasan. No. All right. I didn't get shit because I still live with my parents. I was going to go, I wasn't going to go homeless for a few months to get what, 2,000? It was 3,000 total over the course of a year. Yeah, it wasn't great. Hamilton County Republican Party Chair Alex, and this is who we were referring to, called the case a garbage lie that a simple Google search confirms is debunked. You know what? I think I have that one. Why don't we tweet him? That sounds like a good time, right? Just a little bit of fun, right? Just a little bit of fun. Can we save this? I want to save this. I'm going to save this little image. All right. We're going to do a new, I got my little Jordan Peterson thing down here. We'll save it just in my photos. Okay. We'll go over to Twitter, do a new tweet. All right. A new little tweet. All right. We're going to go to images. We're going to go to my photos. And there it is. Open her up. And this will just be at Chairman Alex. There he is. Chairman Alex. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Noticed, couldn't find this. Couldn't find this one on your page. Any thoughts? I just don't know what could have possibly happened to it. Enjoy, motherfucker. I have too much fun sometimes. All right. That's enough of that. Ohio U.S. Representative Jim Jordan tweeted, "Another lie. Anyone surprised? None of them had the patience to verify for themselves with certainty the truth of the matter before going public on a massive, self-serving scale." Jordan deleted his tweet. As of now, so did Alex. Columbus police said in court they referred to the case by Franklin County Children's Services on June 22nd, and on Monday, July 11th, Fox News host Jesse Waters and Ohio AG Dave Yost were on national television questioning whether this case was real. The propaganda erasing this 10-year-old's existence was so swift it spread out over right-wing social media like a blanket. Those advocating the truth of her story, privately already confirmed for some of us and crushing to hear about, were subjected to wild-eyed mockery and ridicule. It's incredibly disturbing that the default position of so many sick and twisted people, including Ohio's most prominent Republican elected officials, is to very vocally and very publicly question whether a rape and impregnation of a 10-year-old child ever happened. This case was never implausible. In 2020, the most recent year for which statistics are available, 52 girls aged 14 and younger had abortions in Ohio, according to the State Department of Health. A review of the city of Columbus's police logs since March 15th uncovered 59 reports of sexual assaults of girls 15 and younger than that, based on the information available, could have resulted in pregnancy. This included at least one case of a 10-year-old. The wheels and integrity of local journalism spun and uncovered the truth with the Columbus Dispatch breaking news of the confirmation of the case. But after the confirmation broke Wednesday, DeWine spokesperson Dan Turney again refused to comment on whether the child rape victims should be forced to carry their pregnancies to term. 10-year-olds who become pregnant are by definition rape victims. But Ohio's abortion law, signed by DeWine, doesn't make exceptions for rape and incest. Yost's office didn't respond to Wednesday when asked whether he believes child rape victims should be forced to carry pregnancies, nor whether it was important to believe stories about sexual violence. Instead, he put out a statement applauding the arrest. And that, ladies, gents, and NB pals, is where Fox News took over and decided to start fear-mongering over immigrants. Did you know that one? Did you happen to know that one? I'm not going to show you their article. You're more than welcome to Google it yourself. But yeah, they blame an illegal immigrant. It's in the headline. They talk about how illegal immigrants bringing crime. They turned this from a denial about a 10-year-old being raped into now fear-mongering over illegal immigrants. I got bad news for you. Domestic Americans are perfectly capable of rape. And they do it at a disproportionately higher rate than immigrants do, illegal or otherwise. Isn't that wild? Isn't that fucking crazy? Now imagine a possibility where among 59 reported cases as of March, one of those children could have become pregnant. And now they have nowhere to go. They have to travel to Indiana. What if they can't travel? What if they can't travel? It takes time and means The 10-year-old can't go. What are you going to do? Hop on a fucking Greyhound? No, they have to have a legal guardian to go with them. So now that legal guardian has to be able to take time off work, pay for gas, pay for a bus ticket, plane ticket, whatever the financial means are for getting from point X to point B. And the simple fact of the matter is, there are a lot of people without those resources. We live in a world in which Americans, on average, cannot afford a $400 emergency. And that's before the pandemic, before gas prices, before inflation, before the fact that 26% rent went up this year. I worded that very strangely, but yes, rent went up this year by 26 fucking percent nationally. We are looking at a situation in which people who can afford to go out of state and obtain abortions, they are fortunate in this instance, in the fact that abortion is not illegal for them. It's not illegal for them. They can travel out of state to get access to that medical procedure. But if you're in state and you can't leave the state, you're fucked. And that is the kind of world we're looking at when we currently have this fucking hodgepodge of states' rights issues going on, blocking access to abortion. You don't know if you're going to be able to get an abortion in your state, or worse, maybe you do know and it's not. I live in a red state. Abortion is illegal where I am. There are no exceptions. It's illegal where I am, period. Same thing in Ohio. This is what Republicans want. And I'm just saying, if you're voting for them because you like low taxes and your gas prices to not be high, two things they will not guarantee you, by the way, any more than a Democrat could. You have to sacrifice a lot of morals to make that case. And this is one you absolutely do. You absolutely do. You can say what you want about Democrats. Are they feckless? Yes. Are they warmongers? Yes. Do they toe the corporate line, give establishment figures a pass to do basically whatever they want? Yes. Do they want Christian fascism? No, they don't. They're not the same. Democrats fucking suck. I'm not here to sing the Democratic praises. But absolutely, Republicans and Democrats are not the same. This is the party of Republicans. This is their future if they get complete control of the United States. They will ban abortion federally. It will go completely underground, and we will have more deaths because people will still try to get abortions because you are trying to ban something inside a person's body. And unless you plan on banning a whole hell of a lot of other things, coat hangers, too high fall down stairs of fucking chemicals under your sink. Unless you're willing to start banning all of those, you're not going to limit the amount of abortions. And even if you did, you physically can't. People will always go try to get abortions. It's something going on in their own bodies. It's inside them. You can't legislate that shit. They're going to get abortions. Why not make it as safe as possible? Because if you think that a fetus is alive, right, is a living, breathing person, right? Well, not breathing, but at least a living person. Certainly, the parent is also a living person. Do human beings, after they're born, suddenly not matter as a life form to you? Or is this really about controlling people's bodies? Be honest with yourself. Don't kid yourself. This has always been about control. It always has been about control. It's not about protecting women. It never has been. These people are fucking insane. Didn't mean to comment that. I was trying to say notes. No worries. Welcome to neo-feudalism. We're all fucked. Yeah. If you're voting for lower taxes, you're selling your soul cheap. Very, very cheap. Very, very cheap. Unfortunately, this is not all I have for you. I'm just thinking, truly discussing situations that no one wants to mention. What about the victims of abuse that can no longer get an abortion instead of getting caught? Suspects start murdering their victims on top of abuse. Yes. Also true. Also true. The Florida Landlord Association was apparently working with the Florida Department of Labor to see how high they could raise rent without the Department of Labor recommending increasing minimum wage. I was never a huge fan of that argument. What do you do if someone bites your bullet? What do you mean bites my bullet? What argument? What argument, Lavender? No. What fucking argument? That people will just get abortions? Because they will. It's inside their fucking bodies. This isn't a goddamn gun. It's not something that you have to have manufactured by somebody else. People just fuck. What are you going to stop people from fucking? Is that what you're going to do? No, you're not going to fucking do that. It's just one leg of the argument. How about this leg of the argument? A 10-year-old gets raped. What do you do about that one, huh? Where's that leg of the argument? I know you're pro-choice. I know you're fucking pro-choice. Listen, there is no best argument to abortion, all right? You want the best argument for it? We should destigmatize it. It should be as innocuous as going and getting a tooth pulled. You should be like, hey, sorry, I can't come into work right now. I'm just going to go get an abortion real quick. And then I'll be in tomorrow. That's the level of convenience we should be having towards this procedure. It shouldn't be like the Democrats say, where it's they always say it's safe, convenient, and rare. Why does it have to be rare? Fuck you. It's a medical procedure. Again, no different than getting a tooth fucking pulled. All right? I don't care about that shit. People have been having abortions for thousands of years. Yeah. Apparently, yeah, it's in the fucking Torah. It's true. Apparently, the percentage was around 17% increase. Wait, 12%? No, it was 26% nationally. Are you talking about Florida? If it was in Florida, then yeah, I don't know. But nationally, it was 26. Don't give Repubs the reason to outlaw tooth pulling. Yeah. Yost offered no correction, no apology, and showed no contrition for going on national television to try to erase the lived experience of a child rape victim. I'm sorry, what the fuck did he just say? Quote, apologize for what? Questioning a newspaper story? Ohio's top law enforcement officer, Dave Yost, said about the case in his own county. Go fuck yourself. Go, listen, I need you, Dave Yost, okay? Go find the tallest building near you, okay? And go up there, pull out your laptop, hop on into Minecraft, and then jump off, all right, in Minecraft. Do that for me, all right? Listen, I hate to be the bearer of good news here, but the world would be an objectively better place if you just Minecraft yourself, all right? Just letting you know. Just laying out the fact for you, okay, Dave Yost? The world would be an objectively better place if you just redacted. Seeing could lead down fucking hell. I can't get a straight answer on this. What you gonna do? It's Florida. Oh, you talking about the raising the rent in Florida? Yeah. Don't worry though. It gets worse. Because we got some video. That's right. The first video of the stream other than capybaras. I just think the government, well, do you care about the fetus after birth? No, you just care about it before birth because what? Do you respond? I say, oh yeah, I do care about them after birth as well. Supporting universal pre-K, subsidized childcare, and increasing social safety nets all around. Oh, what I say is, hey, can the mother get taxes? Can they get a tax write-off for being pregnant? Can can a pregnant person get apply for SNAP and then claim their fetus as a dependent, right? Essentially, can legally speaking, I treat a fetus like a human being, right? That's what I say to them. Can I take a life insurance policy out on a fetus? Why not? Well, they're a person. And under the Affordable Care Act, there is no pre-existing condition or anything. I can take that insurance policy out. Why couldn't I do that? Oh, it's because they're a fetus and their mortality rate is like somewhere like, or their failure rate rather is like 52%. Interesting. Why is that exactly? Why can't I treat a fetus like a person? You call it life. Why not a person? There are lots of ways that you can take this argument, okay? That light keeps turning off. I don't know why it keeps turning off. Oh, I know why. Never mind. I know why. Can a pregnant person go through the HOV lane? Yeah. Can they go through the fucking co-passenger lane? Yeah. Not even pro-birth. They're literally forcing a 10-year-old kid who's both fetus and the 10-year-old's health is in danger because a fucking 10-year-old is not built to give birth. Also true. Yes. Anyway, we got some video. Let's get to it. I'm sorry. I wish I could be more enthusiastic, but I'm not.
With raping a 10-year-old girl.
Of course, content warning. This is about sexual assault.
Tonight, a man has been charged with raping a 10-year-old girl in Ohio, who was then forced to cross state lines for an abortion because of Ohio's strict 6-week abortion ban. Police say the suspect admitted to raping the girl on at least 2 occasions. The story is horrific. It's just horrible. It's unconscionable. But if the story wasn't horrific enough, you have to add this to it. Several Republican officials and conservative media outlets had publicly questioned whether the story was even real. Alexander Field is out front.
The charge is rape, felony of the first degree.
The man accused of raping a 10-year-old girl and impregnating her is behind bars.
That is the individual who confessed to having sexual intercourse with a 10-year-old at least twice yesterday.
It took his arrest by police in Ohio to quiet the firestorm of doubt over a searing story that spread across the country. The Indianapolis Star reported first of a 10-year-old rape victim from Ohio who had traveled over state lines for an abortion.
There are lots of good good arguments, Lavender. I just don't think that there's any like super weak ones, to be honest with you.
In Indianapolis, 6 weeks and 3 days pregnant, according to an OBGYN who assisted the girl, just days after the Supreme Court knocked down Roe v. Wade and Ohio banned abortions after as early as 6 weeks.
10 years old. 10 years old. Raped, 6 weeks pregnant. Already traumatized. Was forced to travel to another state. Imagine being that little girl. I'm serious. Just imagine being that little girl, 10 years old.
Critics quickly unleashed a torrent of criticism. The Wall Street Journal's editorial board publishing its opinion of President Biden's speech, including the line, "an unlikely story from a biased source that neatly fits the progressive narrative but can't be confirmed." Republican lawmakers piled on, taking aim at the Indy Star's reporting based on a single account from a doctor in Indianapolis who confirmed for CNN she helped the girl get an abortion. Ohio's Republican Attorney General Dave Yost raised serious doubts it happened.
Not a whisper. I know our prosecutors and cops in this state. There's not one of them that wouldn't be turning over every rock in their jurisdiction if they had the slightest hint that this had occurred there.
Another lie. Anyone surprised?
What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Like what? What do you expect them to do? I love the idea that like he probably has a cop friend and his cop friend was like, nah, I hadn't heard anything. And he's like, oh, boom, it's a fucking lie.
Tweeted Ohio's Republican congressional representative Jim Jordan. Other conservative media called it a hoax, but after his arrest in the case, they focused on Gerson Fuentes' status as an undocumented immigrant.
I fucking hate them.
27-year-old Fuentes is now charged with first-degree rape of a child under the age of 13, according to the Franklin County Municipal Court. If convicted, he faces the possibility of a life sentence. Police in Franklin County say they opened the investigation after the girl's mother reported the rape to a child services department in June.
The victim acknowledged that Garrison Fuentes was indeed the father of the pregnancy.
Ohio's Attorney General Dave Yost has issued a new statement saying he's grateful for the diligent work of the Columbus Police Department in securing a confession and getting a rapist off the street, but not an apology.
Tell me what you think I got wrong, and then I'll consider whether I should apologize.
Jump off the tallest building closest to you, and the world would be objectively a better place, Dave Yost. In Minecraft, of course. Hypothetically, just pick up like a spear, all right? When you're LARPing, and then just like fall on it. His eyes aren't right. Look at his eyes. Look at this. Look at this droopy eye and this upper eye. His face bothers me. A shovel would fix it.
I'm not aware of anything I was wrong about. I stand by everything I've said.
Go fuck yourself.
Representative Jim Jordan, who called it all a lie, reframing the now deleted tweet with this.
I never doubted the child. I was responding to a headline.
He said another lie. Are you surprised? What do you mean?
From your profession, the news profession, which happens all the time on Twitter. Doubted Joe Biden, which is usually a smart thing to do based on all the things that he says that aren't accurate.
And Aaron, this story doesn't even end here. Indiana's attorney general now saying he will investigate the physician who performed the abortion to see whether she properly reported that abortion. An attorney for that physician, Dr. Caitlin Bernard, has responded with this statement saying,
"Yeah, don't go after the Republicans or nothing. Don't go after the Republicans or nothing. Just go after the fucking doctor. The fucking doctor who performed a medical procedure. Of course." Well, good old Jim Jordan was so cool with men being sexually assaulted as a coach, so this doesn't surprise me. Also true.
her client took
Can you
every
tweet that at him,
appropriate and
please?
proper action in accordance with the law. The statement goes on to say, we are considering legal action against those who have smeared my client, including Indiana's attorney general. And Aaron, the Indy Star
I
is
hope
now
they
reporting
do.
that they have actually obtained a copy of the filing that did report that abortion. We're working to get the same document.
All right, Alex Phil, thank you very much.
Yes, they do. That's
and I want to go
true,
now
Geek Ledger,
to
yeah.
Ohio
I bring it up all
Republican
the
State
time,
Senator
too.
Stephanie Coonsey. And Senator, I really appreciate your time and your willingness to talk about this. Look, what happened to this child was horrific. You have to kind of take a moment to think about what this 10-year-old girl endured and what has now happened to her life. And yet, when the story came out, there were many in your own party attacking the girl's story as a lie. And they were saying it was a lie invented by liberals to make the whole abortion thing look bad. Did you ever doubt that this case was real yourself?
Well, Aaron, thank you. You know, I'm a mother, and as a state senator and as a mother, I think we can all agree that we're heartbroken for a child who was raped. It's, as you mentioned, a horrific story. And I think that even myself as a pro-life senator who did not support the heartbeat bill, we can't know every circumstance for which a woman would seek to terminate a pregnancy. In this case, it's a child.
That's kind of why we should just let people go get in
A victim of a horrific crime. I do believe that, I think that government should not require a fourth grader to have a baby, especially following the victimization of rape, that her family needs to make that determination.
So a couple of things I want to ask you on that, but as you mentioned the heartbeat law, so let me just give people some detail there. The law in Ohio bans abortion after a heartbeat. Obviously, you and I are both mothers. That's usually somewhere around 5 or 6 weeks. There are no exceptions in the Ohio law for rape or incest. You mentioned that you are pro-life, but you always supported these exceptions. Why did you feel so strongly about
Okay. Here's the issue, right? Here's the issue there. If you think that you can support being pro-choice, right, for certain situations, for rape or incest, right? But then like the rest of it, you're pro-life. you are bringing up a bigger issue than you might think. If you think that there needs to be exceptions for rape and incest, congratulations. Now you need to prove it. And how do you do that? Do you go through the criminal justice system? Because only 33% of cases actually get reported to the police. And of that 33%, only 25% of those cases actually result in a conviction. Now, I don't know about you, if you've kept up with legal procedures at all, a lot of the time they take a while, don't they? Are you going to make someone who was assaulted wait for the legal system to catch up? How are you going to do that? How are you going to verify how someone became pregnant exactly? How are you going to do that? Obviously, in this case, it might be a bit more simple for you. Child's 10, easy, had to have been raped. 10-year-old doesn't get pregnant any other way, right? Easy enough. What about 16-year-old? You gonna make that 16-year-old go to court? Prove that they were assaulted? What about 20-year-old? What about 30-year-old? What about 50-year-old? Whatever. Are you gonna make someone go in front of a court and prove that they were assaulted before they could get an abortion? How is that going to work exactly? Yeah, it's an impossible standard. It's an impossible standard. You have no idea the level of oversight you are asking to be created. Are you that delusional about how our criminal justice system works? It doesn't work like that. It's not that effective. It never has been that effective. The majority, unfortunately, of rape and assault victims never go and report their what happened to them. And even among those that do, only a minority of those actually lead to a conviction. What are you going to do? You would have to create a new branch of the government in order to oversee this specific task. You are talking about the largest expansion to our bureaucracy in like 200 years. The party of small government just wants to expand by creating a whole new wing, the Department of Pregnancy Investigations. That's what you want. You have no idea what you're talking about. You are a wishful thinking, naive person if you think that there is a way to enforce that, because quite frankly, there's not. We've known that there's not. As if courts have the space for all these kinds of petitions? Yes. Not to mention, of course, the existing backlog that there is on DNA cases, as pointed out by another chatter. And yeah, are you going to reopen all the state orphanages? You're going to fucking have to, probably. Are you going to force them to be moms, too? Is that what you're going to do? Fucking clueless morons.
About this, that frankly, Senator, you stood up. You went against almost everyone in your party in the state legislature on this.
You know, I think we need to be compassionate.
We're talking about abortion, and also how Republicans want rape victims to carry children to term, their rapist babies to term. That's what we're talking about. How are you? Are you going to force all these women to have kids and then call them welfare queens again? Fuck yeah, they are. You know it. My county court had to create 2 new precincts to handle the population and caseload increase. Yeah.
Seek to understand. We have to have empathy. We can't possibly know every nuanced situation. Again, I think it's, I've heard from many constituents, some who were married, happily married, had other children, came to me and, confided in me that they had to seek termination of a pregnancy for a multiple of different reasons. And just no exceptions in this bill, as you stated. I did not feel comfortable. I think, as pro-life people like to say that obviously the Constitution protects life. We need to protect life, but I also feel it's important to protect the lives of those like this 10-year-old girl. I think God loves her as well.
Yeah, it's almost like your God would probably love people who are already living and breathing and walking around or something, right? Again, this person's delusional. They're delusional. There's no way to enforce that, even if it was on the books, but it's not, of course, because that's not what the Republican Party enforces. That's not what they do.
She has a life that deserves to be protected as well.
So what do you say to people who, because I heard from people, I don't know if you did, I'd heard the story, and then someone said to me, oh, did you hear that whole story was made up? It was a lie? For a second, I said, what? Looked into it, realized that it wasn't. What do you say to those? And I have to be frank with you.
I live in Texas. Everyone I know is pissed about it. I'm just hoping we can get more blue in state Congress, but that's about wishful thinking. Tepik, have you looked at the Texas 2022 GOP platform? In case you're unaware, they're trying, and this is self-admitted, Texas GOP platform. You're more than welcome to go look it up yourself. They admit that they don't want you voting on anything going on in Texas, because essentially what they're trying to do is to make it so that any legislation going through the state house has to have a majority support of counties and not of elected representatives. So what that means is that even if the majority of elected state officials are blue, because the vast majority of them come from like Austin, Dallas, Houston, big populous areas, right? That doesn't matter, because although those counties are blue, there's a lot more red counties than there are blue counties in Texas. Counties with like 2 people living on them. You know what I'm talking about? Panhandle, Central, South, like places like Midland, Odessa, the Plains up north, even like Amarillo's not that big. Those kind of places, right? They want that to represent all of Texas. It's a way to make sure that Texas remains red, even though the voting populace is becoming more and more blue as voting people become of age, right? Also, they don't want you voting for the senator anymore. Did you know that? Yeah, they don't want you voting for the senator. They want those people appointed. Yeah, by the state representatives. That's what they want. They want those people appointed. They don't want you to vote on your senator. Ain't that fun? Ain't Texas a grand old time? I love it. I love it. Even in 2018, when I had a complete molar pregnancy, unviable, no baby, grape clusters of precancerous cells, and the hospital was directed by lawyers to still put me through the 24-hour wait period for an elective abortion, I had a fucking tumor in my uterus. Jesus Christ. I'm fully aware about how batshit insane and unpatriotic the GOP is. They're still going to hold on this midterm. It's stupid, and God forbid the Supreme Court rules in favor of the NC GOP as far as the election goes. Yeah, so if you're aware, then yeah, I don't got to tell you how bad the GOP is. This case is particularly egregious. We're looking at elected Republican officials essentially trying to muddy the waters and deny that a 10-year-old in Ohio that was raped had to travel across state lines to obtain an abortion in Indiana. And the Indiana Attorney General saying that they're going to investigate the OBGYN who performed the procedure rather than, doing anything else. How about nothing? They could have done nothing. How many proposed amendments are so small, similar? Equality Act, Equality Amendment, Employment Non-Discrimination Act, Equal Opportunity to Govern Amendment, Marriage Amendment. Yeah.
They were in the Republican Party who immediately jumped to say it was a hoax. It's a lie. It's made up.
I thought about something that Ronald Reagan said, and I'll paraphrase because I don't have it exactly, the quote in front of me. But, I think pro-life and pro-choice need to come together and communicate. I think, when Reagan was asked about being a great communicator, he made a comment, something along the lines of, he communicated great things, but it wasn't because he himself was a great communicator. He said it came from really a great nation.
I'm just going to pour a drink,
a belief in principles and values that guided our country for over 200 years. And that for him, it always seemed like a great rediscovery, I think is how he phrased it, that our values and our common sense are what need to be guiding us. And so I think we all need to value life. And I think we need to value the lives of all of our constituents across the nation. But we really need to come together and communicate what's best for people. And like I said, government can't possibly know and be the solver of every problem or know every solution to every.
So in case you're missing it, her defense for the Republicans questioning the 10-year-old who was raped and then had to go across state lines to obtain an abortion is that, oh, we can't possibly know the details of every single case. That's interesting because it seemed to me that they had no problem doing exactly that. And I kind of don't know what to tell you at this point. You either see the problem right in front of your face, or you live in a denial land where Reagan is the sky daddy coming to save you. And I really don't know what to tell you at that point. I really don't. Unfortunately, that is not our last video. We have two more because we have to talk about one. GOP senators talking about what should happen should a child like this. Thank you for the follow, Snellerg. Should become pregnant as a result of rape, which is always rape because it's a 10-year-old. But then we have Greg Abbott talking about, what his plans are to deal with rape in the state of Texas. Tell you what, I'm not going to hydrate. I'm just going to take a sip of this. All right. But just know I thought about hydrating. All right. It's in my mind. I actually will take a little bit of a drink of water. All right. I'm a mother against Greg Abbott, a MAGA. I love that. Yeah, we should send them thoughts and prayers. Definitely. Okay. Let's get to it. Take it away, please.
Welcome back to State of the Union. Former President Trump is looking at this spring's primary races as a test of his power over his party. But Trump suffered his first loss this past week when the candidate he backed to replace Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts lost to the candidate Ricketts endorsed to replace him. And now a host of GOP heavyweights, including Trump's own former vice president, are hoping to pull the same thing off again in Georgia. Here with me now to discuss is Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts, who's also co-chair of the Republican Governors Association.
Oh,
thank you for joining me, Governor. I'm going to get to that in a moment, but first I want to ask about the shooting in Buffalo yesterday. The shooter's purported manifesto.
I can't wait. We're just going to get a litany of bad takes from this guy. I'm so ready. Please.
Centers on white supremacist nationalism and the idea that non-white immigrants are replacing white people in the U.S. And frankly, a lot of this has been perpetuated by some right-wing media and even some political figures. So as a GOP elected official and a leader in your party, can you offer some moral clarity here about these views and the people who espouse them?
Yeah, absolutely. Racism has no place in America. And of course, we grieve for the
sorry, that just cracked me up.
The victims and keep them in our thoughts and prayers.
They're against
and
California.
This is where the FBI does need to investigate. If it was racially motivated, it needs to be a hate crime and prosecuted that way on top of the murders.
Oh, don't get me
and
started
we really
on
need to send a
culture.
strong message that this is just anti-American. That
he did.
If you are pursuing.
Yeah, he said it. He literally said it.
These kind of goals, this is not a place for you. You need to go someplace else because that's not what
Thoughts
this country's
and prayers,
about.
baby.
I want to ask a question about guns. New York Governor Kathy Hochul told me at the beginning of this program that the shooter obtained this weapon legally. He's just 18 years old. There is a bipartisan bill in Congress to raise the minimum age to buy an assault-style weapon to 21. Do you support that?
I haven't looked at the details of that bill. I think when we're talking about events like this, one of the things that we ought to be doing is what we've kind of done here in Nebraska is work to be able to open up good lines of communications.
I agree with that one. He does look like
educators, law enforcement, behavioral health specialists to try.
I'm sorry, wait, what? What did he just say? One more time?
What we've kind of done here in Nebraska is work to be able to open up good lines of communications between educators, law enforcement, behavioral health specialists to try and be more preventative. We launched our system of care here in Nebraska back in 2016 to be more preventative, specifically around mental health issues in children. And that's one of the things I think we can all focus on. There was a study last year that showed that these shooters have a lot of mental health issues, and that's one of the things that I think we can do more on.
First off, if someone has mental health issues, they are much, like astronomically more likely to be the victims of violence than to be the perpetrators of violence. Also, isn't it kind of weird how, according to right-wingers, only America has people with mental health problems? Isn't that kind of weird? Like, isn't it strange how the UK, most of all of Europe, the rest of the planet really doesn't have gun violence to the level that we do, or even like mass shootings to the level we do? Do they just not have mental health issues there? I wonder what it could be. What the missing link there is. There's got to be something, you know. No, people that go shooting up dozens of people have mental health issues. Tom Cotton has formed an exploratory committee for the 2024 presidential election. This goddamn dude. Oh, love that. Please run. Please, dear God, run. He will lose so hard. It will only be entertainment, okay? It'll only be entertainment if this dude fucking runs.
In fact, in Nebraska, we're dedicating millions of dollars to try and attract more people to the behavioral health field.
Free healthcare for 400.
Is there any gun legislation to put tighter controls or new age limits, even on the state level? It's only 18 in your state as well.
Yeah, we don't have any restrictions like that. And I think the focus ought to be on trying to be preventive rather than to
don't go after
legal
the guns.
buying from people. It really needs to be focused on what is the issue
That's
here
scary.
with each
He might.
individual,
I feel like he might have a good run.
How we
Tucker
can be more
Carlson.
proactive in spotting those folks and getting them the help they need.
All right, Governor, let's talk about the Republican Party, the candidate you endorsed.
Imagine failing upwards so hard that you could reach the presidency. Oh, wait. My bad. That already happened. They don't have any restrictions like that. Those countries have less gun violence, but can they buy NFTs at GameStop? Priorities. As a citizen of Arkansas, fuck.
To replace you, just defeated the candidate that former President Trump endorsed in your state's Republican primary. Does this show that there are limits to the power of the Trump endorsement?
Oh.
Well, here in Nebraska, the candidate that President Trump endorsed was a deeply flawed candidate, had a number of different scandals around him.
Okay.
One of the reasons why I picked one of his opponents. In a contested primary, we ought to expect that.
Because he can't talk shit about Trump. Okay, that's a tight wire. That's a tight rope. Oh my God, that's a tight rope wire that he's gonna walk there. Okay, there's crimes like most of our politicians though, just constant task failed successfully. Yes. Hey, Alice, how you doing? Oh Jesus Christ. What about when teachers and schools call home to report concerns about parents are enablers and this hateful kind of behavior, and that seems like an indicating factor. There's a lot of things going on there. Ohio, how are you doing, Alice? I hope you're having a good one.
The Republicans are going to be different sides of this. It's not unusual. I support many of President Trump's policies, but in this case, we are on opposite sides of it. And at the end of the day, I think voters in individual states, and it's certainly true here in Nebraska, they make their own decisions. People outside the state can have an influence. But at the end of the day, Nebraskans looked to their own, and Nebraskans made the decision they wanted for their state.
This isn't just about Nebraska. You're going to travel to Georgia this week, just like Chris Christie and Mike Pence are, to campaign for Governor Brian Kemp. He's running again against a Trump-endorsed challenger, that being David Perdue. I think it's fair to say there are a few Republicans who Donald Trump dislikes more than Brian Kemp after that governor refused to overturn the 2020 election. Would it be easier,
TVs.
your job as the co-chair of the Republican Governors Association, if President Trump just stayed out of these primaries?
Ooh.
Well, I try to focus on the things I can control, and what President Trump does is not one of those things. As co-chair of the Republican Governors Association, we've been very clear that we support our incumbents.
Not lazy
Brian
eye, but
Kemp
like
is a
droopy
great
eye.
incumbent.
We
He's
all
done a
have
fantastic
one.
job in Georgia.
I don't know.
We're excited to support him.
He looks
and that's one of the
tired.
reasons why I'm going to Georgia, because I think Brian Kemp deserves another term. And I think he's going to be able to beat Tracy Abrams. So this is a man who's done a great job, and he deserves to be reelected.
You can't control him. So is it true that you asked the president, the former president, to stay out of the primary in your home state of Nebraska, and he refused?
Oh.
Yeah, he at the time he didn't refuse. He said he'd get back to me later. But yes, I did call him last summer and asked him to stay out of the primary race. But I guess that's a great example of things you can control and things you can't control.
And the former president just announced he's endorsing Doug Mastriano in the Pennsylvania governor's race. He was a key player in trying to overturn the 2020 election in Pennsylvania in that legislature. Party leaders there worry he can't win the general election. As the co-chair of the RGA, would you support him if he's the nominee?
So we support the people that the Republican nominees that the people of those states elect. We make those decisions based on where we think we can be effective. Our policy has long been we get involved in races where we think we can win. So that candidate, whoever gets elected in Pennsylvania, will have to show that they're going to make it a good race. And if it's a good race, the Republican Governors Association will be there to support our Republican nominee.
That's not a ringing endorsement.
No.
Well, again, I'm not familiar specifically with all the candidates in Pennsylvania. Where we have an open seat like that, the Republican Governors Association doesn't get involved. So we wait till the people of that state pick their nominee. And then, of course, we decide on which races we can be effective in. And that's where we allocate our resources.
How do you see former President Trump right now? Is he the leader of the GOP?
Oh.
I would think one of the things I think there's a lot of misconception about just generally is that there's some, big monolithic thing called the Republican Party.
When I talk about politics and I talk about the Republican Party, I like to talk about the nuance and how the fractured opinions that they have in the Republican Party and how they don't operate like a monolith. Yeah, no, totally.
It's very decentralized. Certainly President Trump, has a very big influence on the Republican Party. Again, I get back to supporting his policies. They were fantastic when he was in office. You could see the results in the economy, the reduction in income inequality, reduction in, African-American unemployment, Asian American unemployment, just how many people were working.
Yeah, all these minorities were working 3 jobs, working 80 hours a week, still not affording rent. That's the kind of policy I want. I look at the unemployment like I look at colors, all right? I see blue in the sky. I know there's no rain. Could there be rain? No, it's blue. Those clouds in the distance, I don't look at those. Those are bad negative thoughts, okay? I like to look at the blue sky over here. These people I got nothing. I'm just having fun at this point. I just want him to get to the juicy stuff, the real fucking bury your head in the sand shit. Off topic, but have you seen how they're getting Snooki from Jersey Shore to help campaign against Dr. Oz? No, I did not see that. That's amazing. What? Republicans are not a monolith, Matt. Some of them want to make 10-year-olds give birth. Others want to also force them to marry. Oh, that's so good. That's actually amazing. That's actually incredible. Thank you. Thank you so much. Woo. Oh, wow. Oh, that was really good. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Oof.
In our workforce. So great policies that helped out our country. And I think that continues to have an influence in Republicans because the policies that he was putting in place were ones broadly Republican support. So I think
Give him a handgun,
without
to the
a
infant.
Republican president, There's a lot of different leaders. President Trump certainly has a lot of influence because his policies were so good.
Before I let you go, one final question about Roe v. Wade. The Supreme Court appears poised to reverse that. Nebraska, your state, does not have a so-called trigger law on the books, but there was an effort, as you know, to pass one. It failed by only 2 votes last month. The abortion ban that you tried to pass did not include any exceptions for rape or incest. So can you clarify, do you think that the state of Nebraska should require a young girl who was raped to carry that pregnancy to term?
Ask these fucking hard questions. Seriously. Swear to God, okay? I want more people to talk about like holding Republicans' feet to the fire. I want them to ask these kinds of questions. Like, hey, why are you in favor of like 10-year-olds carrying pregnancies to term? You know, why are you in favor of that? That's kind of weird, don't you think? Yes, they did launch a new nationwide suicide hotline. I talked about how they were worried that it was going to be flooded with too many calls pretty quickly. So hopefully that is not the case. But if you do need the emergency hotline, the new number is 988.
So Nebraska is a pro-life state. I believe life begins at conception, and those are babies too. So if Roe versus Wade, which was a horrible constitutional decision, gets overturned by the Supreme Court, which we're hopeful of, here in Nebraska, we're going to take further steps to protect those preborn babies.
Including in the case of rape or incest?
They're still babies too, yes. They're still babies.
Boom. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I need. They're still babies. Yep, just say it. He wants 10-year-old rape victims to have to carry that baby to term. That's what he wants. That's what he said. I appreciate that. I actually appreciate the honesty. Yep. Yep. I, as a Republican, want victims to have to carry their perpetrators' babies to term. Republican standard. I'm actually grateful that he just said that as blatantly as he did. I wish we'd saw it normalized in term pro-life and should go anti-choice. That's exactly what it is. Republicans want to pray the gay away from their kids in schools while also singing the full racist Star Spangled Banner at the football game while a football coach rapes a 12-year-old and then her parents are forced her to marry her 18-year-old cousin to cover it because it's football, America's greatest game. Yeah. Here, we'll finish this video and then we'll move on to other stuff.
So if Roe is overruled and overturned, will you call a special session right away to ban abortion in Nebraska?
Well, if we do get that Roe versus Wade overturned, I will work with our Speaker of the Legislature to work on a special session and do more to protect preborn babies. We'll have to wait and see what that decision is before we can take further steps, but that would certainly be my intention.
Okay, Governor Ricketts, thank you so much for joining me.
Yep. That's it. He said it. What more do you want? You know? What more do you want? These people are actually monsters.